All right, good morning. It is 8 a.m. on September 23rd. This is a work session for the planning board. Our first project is Michael Roberts Building. Welcome. So sounds like we only have a couple. One really just the light poles.
I can give a little summary if it'd be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have good comments about a few more changes need to happen to the photometric drawing, which we don't dispute, and we're making those changes. We also, from the last time, made changes to the curb to make it more explicit in the drawing that the curb's going to the street. There was some additional comments from Eric about the other curb, making it more explicit there, and we agree with those. We're making those changes too. The reason for the discussion in this meeting is still, you may recall there is the primary entrance is through the parking lot. And then there's a back entrance, a secondary fire exit, the exit discharge. And that has an old sidewalk that goes across the lawn. And our site plan intends to remove that sidewalk. It's sort of old and viewed by our architect to be surplus. So the primary reason for the discussion today is I think your codes office has said that the exit discharge, meaning the pathway from the emergency exit to the public way, should be paved. And our architect put in a letter saying that it doesn't have to be. I have actually copies of that letter here. It's helpful to have in front of you. It has all the definitions and all that.
Derek White is our code enforcement officer. We brought it today.
Oh, hello.
I'll
give you Steve to
this
that.
out.
Yeah.
I did read it too.
Yeah.
It's-
So you saw that.
And I agree that it doesn't have to pave. But there does have to be clear path
Fair enough.
at all times.
Yeah.
And if we're in a place, you know, like down south where they don't get 100 inches of snow every year,
You know, I
that's the issue is winter time, is something, you know, that they'll have to clear a path in the winter too, whether the sidewalks there or not. You know, that's why I don't think it's actually.
Shuffle the grass, so there's a clear path, that the intention or.
Yeah, and actually, I guess that kind of cuts to the chase there. Like I did a bunch of research. I did a lot of Googling and I kind of reached the same conclusion you did. I mean, if it's any easier, this is all the definitions. And I kept seeing this drawing, you know, I was kind of hoping from my point of view that the drawing would be in the code. It's not. It's just a drawing that engineers use a lot for the essentially continuing education requirements that shows it exiting across the yard. So on the second page. And so the only other real meaningful debate that I found is there are all these message boards, you know, of codes officers that sort of deteriorate quickly, a little nasty. And
Rabbit hole, you know.
and I don't know, long story short, kind of came to the same conclusion that like there's really nothing in the code that says it has to be paved. But yes, we live in Syracuse. If there's a significant snowfall, it ought to be cleared so that I think mostly people in wheelchairs, if there's waist high snow, you know, there needs to be some sort of
Even just
requirement that
actually
it be cleared.
yeah, it doesn't have to be actual path, but it's got to be a way to get out.
I would advise my client that, you know, there certainly wouldn't object to adding a condition to the site plan that in the event of any, that must be cut clear. Now, again, I think they would prefer to remove that pavement because it's a lot of pavement and it's old and we really, the architect also expressed a concern about encouraging people, if that sidewalk comes down the street, encouraging people to go behind the building because there's no visibility back there and we don't really want to encourage people to do that. But I would certainly advise them that a condition on the site plan saying that must be kept clear and unobstructed, including snow, no objection. But we prefer not to pave it.
Derek, are you good with that? It's kind of clear.
Yeah, I don't know how it's enforced, but
Right, I mean, the odds of it being maintained by the tenant, I think is slim.
Well,
Just 'cause
I-
people forget about it, you know, I mean, someone's gotta walk back there or go through that back door, or you know, anytime it snows and clear the path to the road.
yeah. I
I mean,
guess,
if they're okay with it, I would accept it, but I just think reality is slim.
I guess the best I could say is that's sort of everything, right? And then also, if we call it out specifically as a condition, it's more than just not talking about it, right? If it's a condition of a site plan, you have very easy enforcement. You don't have to go into the code, into the justice court, and start arguing about what the code means. You have a condition where we agree to do it. You know, that helps, I think.
I'm sorry, I think I missed the part. Is the path part of your egress for accessibility or just part of your egress in general with the exit plan on the letter here?
Yeah, so if you look at, can you see the screen with it says
Yeah.
two-story building structure? So at the top of the screen, that's where the front door is. That's the ingress and egress is up there. What we're talking about is if you look at the bottom of the screen where there's plus marks, there's an old concrete, and it extends towards the road. There's an old concrete sidewalk there, and the only thing it provides access for is an emergency exit on the back of the building. It's not.
But if it
Yeah.
is a required emergency exit, you do have to clear a certain distance from the building.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we agree with that.
Distance goes to the public, to the right of way.
Yeah, we agree with that. And yeah, with the only thing that we're arguing about is whether or not it needs to be paved all the way to the street. And that has to do with the definition of exit discharge in the architect's letter, because the definition just says that portion of a means of egress system between the termination of an exit, so that's the door, and a public way, that's the street. And so what we're going back and forth about is the code doesn't say that needs to be paved. It needs to be obviously clear and free of obstructions. If you look at the means of egress definition, it says it needs to be continuous and unobstructed path. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You know, what's an unobstructed path? It's an unobstructed path and paved.
So Jenny, the only concern that Derek had was just basically snow, like keeping the grass. a
No,
path.
I agree. No, I hear him and I agree, but the person talking for it is saying it's not part of their exit, but it is. An emergency exit must remain clear. So I'm agreeing with our code enforcement officer. But I'm sure your insurance wouldn't like to know that it wasn't cleared one day, you know, like say the worst happens. Like that's what the code is looking out for, the minimum protection required. So you're hesitant on meeting the minimum life safety. Just so you're aware, I wouldn't want you not to be aware. And an emergency exit is very important.
Oh, yeah, we agree, it's 100% important, but for example, the building I'm standing in, there's no sidewalk around the side of the parking lot. The back exit, the building we're standing in goes out. It would be weird if every single building had like looping sidewalks circling it, and this is just sort of the same thing.
The other thing to come up is that it does need to be limited to 1 foot canyon throw.
Understood.
So if you're going back and reworking the photometric, just have it show. From that building all the way to Thompson Road needs to have an area that's at least.
But it
1 foot,
can
is
be
that correct?
sprayed out too, it doesn't have to follow that sidewalk.
Yeah, and so you're talking about if there isn't a paved path, some sort of like landscaping, lighting, something like that.
Right, you know,
And it could go just straight down. to the
yeah, it can be a
driveway,
straight,
right
it
up,
can be a,
yeah.
right, it can be a tangent directly to the road.
Did your architect look at if the building egress as a single exit building would work? And this just becomes a just an access door?
I don't think that that's about required.
You don't think that second exit's even required? So you're saying we would,
Based on your.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you come up with for an occupancy, based on.
there's like seven people in there.
Well, right, but I mean, like, what it even calculated out to.
Yeah.
I don't think you did that at all.
You're saying if we got to the door, we would need a
And
sidewalk.
and the travel distances, occupancy and travel distance, yeah.
But that would
But it's not a very
also,
big building.
that would also put strict limits on the occupancy of the building, right?
More strict, but. I mean, just
Like,
because.
yeah,
the
it's
building's kind of-
similar to-
10 people anyways.
Right, I mean, for office space.
You're gonna use 7 to 10 people.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
office
it's only-
space,
it's only
the amount of space you get per person is rather large, so it calculated out, I think I put it in one email. At the very max, you'd be allowed up to like 30 people. You still wanted to have more
We
than
don't
one
get
exit.
anywhere near 30.
I'm just saying, you still wouldn't be required to have more than one exit, which you already have out there.
So I could offer them an alternative if they don't wanna, if we're all in agreement that it needs to be, it doesn't need to be paved, it doesn't need to be cleared, it doesn't need to be lit. If they don't wanna light it, keep it clear, they could get rid
It
of the
appears
ones
that
together.
it appears that you could do.
But we agree it doesn't have to be paved.
Okay, I do agree that.
Well,
Yeah.
they would have to prove that they didn't need it, and then they would have to make sure that they took down all the exit signs within the building that say that it's an exit.
I could offer them that option.
So I guess just, I wanna be clear on one thing, and it seems trivial, right? But, you know, passageway, route, or view that is clear, open, and free from any barriers or obstacles and impediments. You are considering, and this is just for kind of record, but like, you're considering the snow being an obstacle, correct? Cause I think when we get to, you know, the code official shows up and says it's not, there's snow and it's not open. that
Snow is
it's
an
not gonna-
obstacle.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, obstacle.
I agree with that, yeah.
I'm just, for the record, right?
And that's the negative to having that condition is that means we essentially, we need to drive by there and say, hey, they cleared that.
Well, you know what, we have to, because I mean,
Right,
you
right, but I mean,
can take any building for not showing the stuff at the back door, in theory, you need to need the
From any,
condition.
right, from any door.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need the condition. I was offering the condition.
Okay, so if they decide they wanna
Well-
close the door, just info on like occupancy and all of that to show that. That means they go.
Do you allow public in this building? That's the thing. Do you allow public in this building?
It's an office, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to assume that someday somebody could be visiting and they don't know the front from the back. And so if there's an exit sign and there's an emergency, they would run towards an exit sign. They wouldn't say, oh, this is the front, this is the back. Oh, it's winter, that one's not shoveled. They wouldn't know. So that's all.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Just saying, if they decide to remove the door, just provide us the information on the occupancy, and all that,
It's
to
just a
show that. it
full
meets-
code conformance plan.
Understood, yeah.
My other comments made sense too.
No objection to everything else in your letter.
All right,
Okay.
let us know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, so they're all teed up to resubmit by Thursday to hopefully make your next. Thursday's your deadline for the next meeting.
Correct, Thursday at 3 p.m.
Got it. Understood. Thank you.
Thanks. Citizens, as the thing that community, they're.
I told them we had some ground up. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean,
Unless you wanna talk about science.
So they are not on this week, correct? Or they-
Michael Roberts is not on for this
Thank
Thursday.
you. Okay,
Sounds like next time.
You wanna note the weapons is not. Recording.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes. One of the workshop sessions that we had this morning was the Whiteman's master plan discussion. They're not here this morning, so we're gonna skip over them. Right on to Citizens Bank.
Hi guys, so I'm Paige Davison. I was on this meeting on September 11th to talk about some changes for our Citizens Bank site in DeWitt, and I have my coworker on here. Her name is Paige as well. And so to get started, we did create a new brand book with the changes that we want to show you guys. Did you want me to go ahead and share that on the screen?
Please.
Okay, perfect. Just give me 1 second so I can share that. Paige Dewey, would you mind sharing the DeWitt brand book for me? Okay, perfect. Okay, so I know I messaged Eric some bullet points from last meeting, just things I kind of wanted to go over, making sure that we could change. One of them, and it sticks out right now, is the monument sign. We talked about it a little bit last time. I got a drawing from you all that showed a monument sign with the brick base and then brick on the side. And we wanted to kind of see what your guys' thoughts on this was. We have done one of these in the past. We wanted to just see what you guys thought about it.
I'll leave that to the board to comment on the design.
Okay.
What are
Okay.
your thoughts?
Sounds like Eric talked to you about the height of the sign. That only 5 feet is allowed.
Yes, and this is only 5 feet. The base is 2, and then the sign is 3.
And this falls within the 16 square feet. 8.7.
Yeah, we'd be at 8.25 for the sign.
Oh, great. So it appears to meet the dimensions for code.
It'll be the same family and size brick from the building.
That's correct, yeah. This is just kind of an initial rendering. We will still have to get a shop drawing done. That would be a little bit more. Obviously, this brick is slightly out of scale, but yeah.
So one of the things, the sign panel, so the green part needs to be wider than it is tall. I know on one of the previous ones, it looked square, but it was actually wider than it is tall. I can't tell from the dimensions on this one, but that is a requirement.
Okay.
May wanna design wise have them add some sort of a cap to that little brick wall.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, we will for sure. Right.
Yeah, please, it hurts my architectural eye to see those little slivers of brick on the right side.
Right, I know. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah, we're trying to get the concept, and then we'll get it trued up as well. But wanted to make sure we were in the right direction as far as the concept goes.
Yeah.
But we'll get the dimensions added for the green, as well as truing up that brick base with a cap and put it to scale as far as the brick goes. Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good. Let me go back up to.
Yeah, sorry, I might have skipped, but the other one that we wanted to discuss was the sign on the building. I know that we were not allowed to use a raceway, but we wanted to show you guys a rendering of it on a I'm sorry, a backup
Sign
panel.
panel. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's what we have shown right now.
Can you zoom in on that or?
Essentially, we would be putting the flush mount letters onto a pan. I don't know if it was explained on the last meeting. I could not make it, but so when we individually mount these letters to the wall, each piece has to penetrate through the wall and be wired in on the backside. The
Right.
issue we run into is when that sign doesn't hit above the ceiling line, it creates a problem when we try to wire that in. So we would need some sort of panel. That's why we went with Raceway at first. I know that that's not the desired look, but we're trying to kind of find something that we can meet in the middle on as far as being able to have the sign illuminated and meet requirements on your end. So we wanted to get your feedback on this. More of a full panel instead of just the strip Raceway. I noticed that Bank of America down the street probably had the same issue because they're using a Raceway as well. So I think with these pitched roofs, you kind of run into that with these signs being on the side of the wall like that.
What is that back panel?
It's aluminum, probably 1 inch deep aluminum, painted aluminum with the letters mounted to it. So we would be able to put the power supply in that backer, so we could eliminate the access issue with the power.
And this is the color the sign would be?
Yes, it would be a secondary color in the citizen sign family, which would be Urbane Bronze. I can get you that spec.
And white illuminated letters?
That's correct.
Isn't the Citizens logo typically green? You are going with all white for all letters, all logos?
So they want white with some green halo effect on the letters, if that would be permissible. They have gone away from green letters on the faces just due to visibility. It can be hard to see at night.
Do you have a picture of what the green halo would look like, or is that on there? We just can't see it.
Let me pull something really fast. I know that we've done these on other sites. See if I can pull up a photo really fast.
I mean, if this is a direction that the board feels that we should go, we'll need all the details on what that box is, materials,
Dimension.
samples, dimensions.
Right.
And a straight on elevation of the building that shows where it's located, its relative size.
Can't see the green too much on this one, but this is kind of what we've done in the past. This would be the same kind of panel with the letters on it. You can kind of see the green. See if I can. You can't see the green very well right there. That's kind of more of the, obviously we don't have a sign band, but it have some green glow coming from the back of the letter set. Just to give the green branding without it being, without it reducing visibility of the letter set.
Do we have anything else like that along that corridor? I mean, we just talked about Little X.
Can't think of anything except a backer panel. That area, but we did do the backer panels for just go to the Chick-fil-A. So we've done the backer panels.
Which reminded us to post some discussion.
But on this strip, I can't think of any.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else down there. I mean, Verizon would be the next one.
The square footage of that wall mounted sign, that did you say that has already been confirmed to meet the code?
I believe so. It's the same size as it was previously presented.
You're allowed a total of 75 square feet.
Okay.
That's total, so you have the one around the corner
And the
and
monument
the
sign,
monument sign.
it all has to be under 75.
Okay. Let me go back to this page and see if it shows it. So we got 26, hold on. plus the 8.
Signs are.
Yeah, so we'd be at 60.33 between all three.
What did you say the total was?
60.33.
Thank you.
Can we talk about the directional signs a little bit?
For clarity. Go back to that citizens sign, sorry for a second.
Oh, sorry, which one?
The citizens one that you were just on, the backer panel
Oh,
sign,
sure.
is the backer panel the square footage that should be measured?
In this case, yeah.
I would think so.
I would think, so when you take your measurement, your square
Okay.
footage is the backer panel size.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make sure that's updated.
So my point about the directional signs is that they can be 3 feet above grade and 2 square feet. So I think some of them met and others didn't.
Yeah, so what we did was we reduced the green space to meet that square footage. All 3 of the directional signs have that same concept applied.
I recall there being some taller, like post mounted signs. Are you still proposing those? Okay, yeah.
This one, yeah, this one was already there. I don't know. I'm not really sure. We typically replace like for like when we do these. We did not previously put this sign in that's existing. So you're saying this one would also need to be looking like the other ones?
Complying, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessarily the same design, but 3 feet tall and 2 square feet.
Okay.
And then the other 2 things I can think of are the 2 different paint options and the tree removal question.
Just a quick question on this one. Do we feel like, I think that, I know that it has to comply with the 3 feet, but I just worry about that being visible when we're trying to communicate that you can't exit that way. I don't know if there's any thoughts on that, but.
You would have to get a variance to make it taller, and this code was done before. There were things like drive up parking and, there's some areas where it might make sense to have taller signs, but because the code doesn't currently allow it, you would have to go to the ZBA for a variance for that.
Okay. But the do not enter ones are okay?
Those are okay because they're more like DOT standard type signs, so like those and like ADA parking, those are all fine.
Okay. Got it. All right, and we wanted to talk about the tree removal. So we had sent over an explanation for that. I can reread that. I don't know if there was initial feedback on that explanation from the GC.
Yeah, if you have it handy, could you read it, please?
Sure.
Oh, sorry, Paige. I have it up if you want me to.
You can read it if you want.
So the GC said the main argument for this removal is the prevention of structural damage. A tree's roots can crack foundations, sidewalks, and underground pipes, while its branches can break off and damage our roof or windows during storms. Like you guys know, we do have a new roof that's getting put on this building. The tree's canopy is also blocking the sunlight, leading to increased moisture and mold/moss growth on the building's exterior and surrounding turf.
Could we see the image that shows the tree again?
I believe it's that tree right there.
It's this one.
Okay.
And this one, we had it taken out.
Yeah,
Uh,
could you show me with it? Just so I can,
this one.
Sorry, this view with it.
I want to, yeah, I would like to see a view with the tree.
Sure,
Yeah, thank you.
find it. I'm gonna have to pull up an old brand book. Hold on one second.
If you don't have something, we can pull up street view.
I don't mean.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
You can go go into the parking lot to the right, go up that.
That one right there.
Keep going. I wanna go, yep, up there.
And then,
One more.
and what side of the building is this on?
Now, yeah, so if we look at this one here, the tree does not even
Yeah,
barely makes it to the sidewalk. I understand that, you know, it's casting a shadow on the building, but. I still don't understand the logic for taking it down. It's a beautiful,
yeah.
a nice mature tree. I don't understand the logic.
What elevation is it, of the building?
It would be
Faces Erie. I'm sorry, Genesee.
north, I guess, if you're looking this way. It would
Yeah,
kind of
so
be on that side.
It's on the north side, so it doesn't put a shadow on the building,
That's,
right?
I mean, is part of the reason just for visibility or trying to make it so the building is more visible?
I would think so as well. That unfortunately was not in, you know, our portion of the scope, but my understanding is based on what the GC said, as well as it does help give visibility to the branch, would be my argument, obviously, as a sign company. But
So I would think that they would have it groomed, you know, and take up the bottom branches a little bit, and you would be able to see all the signs because of the maturity of the tree. It has a good trunk and a good base. Like you can get up above the building and you can see it on the approach and going away. I I wouldn't see the reason, and I'm sorry, I don't really believe the contractor's justification either. Like it's not shadowing the building, it's not over the roof, the root system, it is far enough away. You could even, you know, if any roots are on the ground at that distance, you could cut them off and not even harm that tree. So I don't agree with his justification, but I leave it up to the other people, but I don't think that we should cut that tree.
The only other thing I'll say about the tree is that this is in the range of endangered bat species. So even if you were to get approval to cut it, there would be extra steps to go through with the Department of Environmental Conservation. So it wouldn't be as easy as just going down and chopping the tree. There would be other kind of agencies that would take a look at it.
okay.
Are
Thank
you
for that.
aware of what that is? Because I don't think you ladies are from around here.
No, I'm not, I haven't been aware of that, no.
So we have an endangered bat up here, so no trees are allowed to be removed pretty much throughout the whole spring and summer.
Okay,
And you have to ask permission to make sure that you're not disrupting any of their homes.
okay, that makes sense. I appreciate that feedback.
Just so you had a good story to tell when you go back to whomever
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to explain.
That's gonna be a good one, I'll tell you that.
It's a little tiny itty bitty bat that is doing it.
I don't think anything surprises me anymore, honestly. Oh, man.
There
Save
were
the
some
bats.
On the
Yeah.
tree?
yeah, I mean, I'm just putting my opinion out there. I don't believe that the tree truly impacts the building. I understand the desire for increased visibility. But, you know, in looking at it in its maturity, I'm not inclined to be on board cutting it down.
Okay,
Anyone else?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it needs to be cut down. Not better reasoning, I guess.
Okay, so I think I understand how y'all feel about that one. Um, the trim, on the building, they just want to clean that up and paint it like kind of an off-white color. I put the spec here. Is that something that, y'all have feelings about, any feedback on? It wouldn't be changing it very much. It would just be kind of cleaning it up a little bit, making sure it's just painted fresh.
So it's just the,
Just a tan.
just the tan band and columns.
Yeah.
And any of the non-brick.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's kind of like an off-white color. It may lighten it up a little bit, but just to give it a fresher look, but it won't change too much and it wouldn't be on any brick.
Yeah, Chantilly lace is not tan, you guys. Like it
No, it's
might
not
show
tan.
in
It's like an
shadow.
off-white.
Yeah, it's a light, it's a soft white. Yeah.
I mean, I think it responds to the concerns that we had before. I don't have any issue with it. Anyone else? Board wise?
Well, my question is, I see the next thing is that gonna replace the roof.
I believe that's underway. Yep.
Yeah, they already have a roof permit.
Mhm.
Okay, so how does this color Chantilly lace compare with the roof? I don't know what the roof shingles are.
Yeah, so the roof is a gray color. Let me see. And pull up.
So this image shows the roof replaced.
It shows it cleaned up. It may not be exact to the exact color. We tried to get it close, just to make it look as close as possible. Let me pull up the shingle sample. It might be a little more gray. I think she sent me that. Alright,
Okay.
so this is the shingle. It's like a gray color.
Okay.
All right. Any other thoughts from the board?
Just one comment, the Chantilly lace is a Benjamin Moore color and your neighbor is Sherwin-Williams.
We can keep it a secret. Don't tell them.
Okay.
We have Sherwin-Williams. Now, if we could have painted the building, we would have used Sherwin-Williams.
Oh, okay.
They have both in their color family. That's funny. Okay, so main points were not really in favor of the tree removal. We're gonna add some details to the brick base, but generally we feel okay about that. And then the sign panels, I think we just need to update the square footage, but generally okay with that if we're falling within the square footage maximum. Are those
Yeah.
kind of the main points?
And provide the signage details.
Okay,
And the monument sign should be wider than it is tall.
wider than it is tall, yes.
And then let us know which direction you want to go with those directional signs that are too tall. Because if you do apply to the ZBA, that's a different board and they have their own schedule, so I can send you their meeting dates, but let me know what direction you want to go with that.
Yeah, we're likely not gonna go through a ZBA for one pole sign,
Okay, yeah.
so, um, we
That'll
will just,
make the process a bit smoother.
wonderful. Okay, so, I just wanna make sure I have dates right, so we'll have to come back to a board meeting. I'm sorry, can you remind me of the dates, the
Yeah,
submittal date?
so you'll have to revise the plans to make these changes that we discussed today. The next submittal deadline is this Thursday at 3 p.m.
Okay,
You think you can make it by then? That would put you on the October 9th meeting.
Okay.
If you don't make this Thursday deadline, then the next submittal deadline is that October 9th.
okay, we're gonna make it work. We'll make it happen. And would that just be an email to Eric? I guess, I don't know if that's you, I'm so
That'll
sorry.
be a full resubmittal with 2 paper copies of everything and all the digital files on a thumb drive. So that needs to be shipped in. Or she-
Okay, all right, that might make it a little more difficult. Okay, we'll work to make that. You said the next one after that would be a submittal of what date for what meeting?
October 9th for the October 23rd meeting.
So Eric,
Okay.
if they had all the electronic documents in on time, is that acceptable if the other ones came in the mail like a day later or no? I'm just asking.
I wish it
for a
was, but no.
It's too hard to keep track of everything because we always get a ton of stuff on those Thursdays and we really.
Yeah,
The office.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, there you go, all right. No. That's fine. For sign stuff, all right.
Well, thank you guys.
It's usually not. Appreciate
We
it. Thank you.
Appreciate your time and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
All right. Nothing's stamped.
So nothing is stamped or signed for these, we're just talking right now, but usually. It's
The sign packages are not, because these are like a brand book. But then when we start talking innovations and stuff, start drawing straight up.
We talked about, yeah,
Are we adjourning the public meeting?
yes.